Hey there, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Legally Armed, Locked, Loaded, and Lawful. We're here today with Dana from the Northwest branch of the Northwest Province in Moy River branch of Legally Armed, and we're going to be talking today as part of our Meet the Team series about what she does in her area, what areas does she cover, and how you can get hold of her to assist you with your firearms needs. So, welcome so much to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with Legally Armed.
Hi, Tim. I was offered the to buy the franchise in the northwestern province, Potchefstroom area. And last year I was staying in Bloemfontein. I got the offer, and then I decided to take the plunge, move to Potchefstroom, bought the franchise, and here I am since the 1st of December when I opened here.
Oh, that's fantastic. So that's really really cool. So you've been involved since December. Your previous experience with firearms. What have you? How's your involvement there? Have you always been a firearms owner, that sort of thing?
Yes, I've been a firearm owner since I can't remember, just after school. But how I actually got involved with Legally Armed is a friend of mine has a franchise, and during the COVID time, after I was retrenched during the COVID, she actually got me involved to write the motivations for her, and that's how I started learning about Legally Armed.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, that's really good. So, in terms of your area, what sort of specific things do you have to look out for in terms of your DFOs, that sort of stuff? Because I know each area's firearms officers have some of them like to add their own sort of little funny requirements. Like I know in Stellenbosch, I had to submit a letter from the doctor to prove that I wasn't off my rocker. And we know that it's not part of the Firearms Control Act per se, and they don't necessarily need that kind of stuff. But do you find that you have to sort of deviate a little bit from the plan and work specifically with different DFOs in certain ways? Do they need certain things from you that others specifically don't?
I don't think it's that much different. I went to introduce myself to the DFO here at SAPS. Um, I must say they're very helpful and very friendly, so I don't think there will be a problem on that side. They actually appreciated the fact that I came to see them, and I also said that I'm here to assist them, not to give them more work. So if I do anything that they want me to change, they must just say so that I can make their work easier for them, and obviously through that help my clients.
Yes, yeah, no, definitely. No, that's great. At least you started off on the right foot with them. Usually, you get a lot more done if you're in good standing with the DFOs. So, in your experience, I know we have a lot of these sort of around the braai talks in South Africa, and people like to specifically pass on weird stories like they'll never get a firearm in South Africa because it takes too long to get the thing, and their one friend knows a woman who knows an uncle who waited 10 years before his license was approved, and it was already too late because he had passed away. That sort of stuff. But in your experience, I mean, we know at Legally Armed that it's not necessarily always the case, and that there's certain time periods that SAPS has to do things. So in your cases, have you had any applications for firearm licenses that come through in 2 weeks? I know a couple of guys that have had their licenses approved in 2 weeks. But what's the sort of maximum or average time that people have to wait before their competency or their license approved?
I No, definitely not. I haven't had any stories like that of people waiting for years until the uncles passed away. I think around about 4 weeks to 6 weeks average.
Yeah, yeah. So we're dispelling that myth about a lot of people. We obviously encourage people to get firearms for self defense, especially in South Africa with the high murder rates. We've got 88 murders per day at this point. So I mean, it's very important that people have ways to protect themselves. So this idea that it takes forever to get it and you're not going to get the license. What you need to do is you need to come to us at Legally Armed, and you need to put your applications and get everything done through there, and the process gets made simpler because there's people that are dedicated to doing this thing. We do this every single day. So we take the trouble out of your hands. So in dealing with legally armed, a lot of people seem to think that the legally armed just does firearms license applications and motivations and firearms competencies. But that's not all that you guys do. So what other services do you have to offer for your clients?
Because I was new in Potchefstroom and I didn't really know people and I didn't know the businesses, what I did is firstly I found out where people could go for their training for competency. So I've befriended 3 different companies which actually does the competency training. So I refer people to them, they refer people to me, and then from there onwards, what we do is I get the client, I send the client to them, or vice versa. And then I also tell them about the whole range that we do. I tell everybody about the safes that we have in the vehicles, about the lawyers that we have involved, Jan Martin and them. So if there's a problem, that we can always go over to them, and but I give them the whole range of services that we deliver. And it's not just completing the document, but it's also taking out all the hassles. It's making it hassle free. Yes.
One of the other things that people look at often is estate firearms too. So they have family members that pass away, and they don't necessarily know how to follow that process and get those firearms transferred over. And what we found is some people will take their grandfather's or their father's really expensive rifle with a Swarovski scope on it, and they'll hand it into the SAPS police station for destruction. And sometimes, I mean, we know in the news in South Africa, it came out that a police colonel at one stage was taking these firearms that were meant for destruction and then selling them to gangs in the Western Cape. So one of the things that Legally Armed does is that we can also assist people with doing estate firearms. So if someone passes away that has a firearm, the executive of the state can contact can contact us. So if you're in the northern province and you have that sort of thing, you can contact Anna to do that kind of stuff for you, so that those firearms can be transferred over to your name. And like she said, she can follow up and pass on details on how you can get your competency and help you with the paperwork for that too, so that then those firearms can be passed down through your family rather than sending out to be destroyed.
Absolutely. I've actually, one of my first 3 applications was an estate, and I'm busy with 2 different ones now at the moment. So yeah, estate, I quite enjoy doing the estate one because it's, I'm a very empathetic person. So for me, it's easy to help somebody when it comes to estate. It's not an easy thing to talk about for everyone. So I enjoy helping people in that way to get the father or the grandfather.
The other thing when it comes to estate firearms as well is that it's quite a document heavy process. It's things that you guys know specifically what you need to do for it to be successful as well. I know a lot of people that have applied for these things on there and tried to do the paperwork on their own, and it ends up getting declined, and then they're set with a whole rigmarole where they've spent all that time, and then they eventually end up having to come to someone like Legally Armed to be able to assist them with it. So if you're in the northwest area, you can definitely contact Anna and get a hold of her, and she can assist you with these things. The other thing is that we offer at Legally Armed is our Legally Armed Insure, which is an insurance product that you can insure your firearms. So one of the things that happens a lot, and I've seen it, guys get out the bucky with their expensive hunting rifle, and they end up tripping and falling and breaking their scope. If you head over to our website at Legally Armed, you can see that we've got these products available that you can insure your firearms license, your firearms and your equipment that you have, even fishing rods, and there's benefits for hunting dogs as well. If you've got hunting dogs, it covers vet bills and all that kind of stuff too. So don't be caught without insurance. Chat to Dana about that as well. It's definitely something that's worthwhile looking in, and people need to realize that things and accidents do happen sometimes. So having an insurance product to cover you will definitely be worthwhile having. But just before we end everything off, Dana, what sort of how can people get hold of you at your specific branch? how do they get in touch with you when they need to inquire about services, and what ways can they get in touch with you?
My cell number is 084 503 2665. That's for calls and WhatsApps, etc. Then I'm also on Facebook under Legally Armed Moreover. In Potchefstroom, we have a company, The Go-To Guy. So if you go on The Go-To Guy, you'll also see me there under Legally Armed Moreover. And then my physical address is, I stay in Jakobsdijk Guest House. That's my permanent residency. It's 24 Peter Mukaba Street in Potchefstroom.
That's perfect, and we'll put all of those details down for everyone to take note of. So if you're in the Northwest area and Potchefstroom specifically, you don't necessarily need to go to their offices. You can also just send an email off. If you need to do renewals or new applications, you can just send an email off, and you'll be sent a set of questionnaires that you need to fill in. And the whole process is pretty much can be done online. It's so much so that I can phone Dana from Cape Town and I can say, listen, I need you to do a renewal for me, and she sends me the right documents, and the whole process is handled. Everything will get couriered to me as well, so all of that stuff gets handled. So if you're in the Northwest Province and in Potchefstroom, you're very lucky you can go through and see her. But other than that, you can just, it's a quick phone call or a WhatsApp or an email even, and you can get that process started. And because it's 2024 now, people need to be aware that the Firearms Control Act has been around for a specific amount of time, that a lot of people are having to renew their Section 15 and Section 16 licenses for the second time. So just be sure to check your expiry date on your license card so that we can so that you're in time, because there needs to be a 90-day period before you need to apply for a new license within that 90-day period to be able to get your renewals and stuff sorted. So make sure you check when your license expired so you can at least go through that. But Dana, thank you so much for chatting to us on the show. We'll definitely get this out to the viewers, and anyone in your area must just make sure that they contact you so that they get the right services, and then they can take the hassle out of something that can be quite a headache at times.
Okay, so just my email address is Dana, DANA, at legallyarmed.co.za.
Okay, cool. There you go, guys. Well, there you have it. Well, Dana, thank you so much for chatting to us, and we'll have you on again soon. Thanks so much.